And here's what I would say, that he built a great car company, and somewhere along the way, about 5 or 6 years ago, what I thought he was building was an energy company, and that eventually people would realize that climate change actually mattered. And it's taken 5 or 6 years for everybody to realize the same thing, and he's being rewarded. The world's richest person should be somebody that's fixing and fighting climate change. I think the reality is that Tesla is a distributed energy business, right? They are figuring out how to harness energy, how to store it, and then how to use it in a way to allow humans to be productive. The big disruption that's coming is to power utilities. There are trillions of dollars of bonds, of capex, of value sitting inside the energy generation infrastructure of the world that is going to go upside down. And when that goes pear-shaped, Tesla will double and triple again.
So this is a great clip from Chamath where he pretty much shares his opinion on Tesla, the stock, and the business. And he pretty much says, if you have a company that's doing great things and continues to do great things, why would you sell? Tesla is trying to solve the biggest problems in the world. And so far they've shown that they can execute well and they can do things that previous companies thought were impossible. So why would you bet against Tesla and Elon Musk here? Guys, if you're new to the channel, my name is Nick. Welcome. In this channel, we focus on long-term investing. We try to keep our mindset on the future. We try to look for businesses that are successful, that we can make a ton of money on over the long term. Now, if you're new here on this channel, I was actually buying Tesla right around here, and I made plenty of videos at the time as to why I was buying the stock, what my conviction was on this business, and where I saw the potential for this company going. This, of course, as you can imagine, has resulted in massive profits, and all those videos are still up on the channel, so you can feel free to go back and watch those videos to try to understand what I saw in this business and what I kind of see in future businesses that have Tesla-like potential. And guess what? During this whole time period, all I had to do to realize that these gains of almost 1,500% in Tesla stock is just hold the stock. Don't get tempted by quick profits, quick returns, buying in, selling out, buying back in, all that stuff that many people these days seem to be enthralled in. Just let it go. You have a good business, you have a great cost basis, you've built up your position, let it do its thing. Now, I know in theory it's a very simple buy and hold. That's one of the simplest investing strategies out there. But trust me, once you buy a stock and you see it go up, even if you see it go up like 20%, these thoughts start entering your mind. Should I sell? Should I cash into my profits? How much higher can it really go? I'd expect it to go up this far, this fast. Maybe I should take my profits and buy back in when it drops. Guys, as soon as you start thinking that, you're going down a rabbit hole that I want to hopefully keep you away from, because that's a losing mindset in my opinion, and trying to time the market and buying in and out of the same stock or a bunch of stocks over and over again could result in good gains for a period of time, but eventually it will come back to bite you. Trust me, I'm speaking from experience here. Anyways, with Tesla scheduled to report their earnings in about 1 week on January 27th, this question may have crossed your mind recently on whether you should sell Tesla stock, whether you should, try to time it and buy back in after earnings, and all this other stuff that is short-term thinking. So if this is you and you hold Tesla stock, you're contemplating selling out, or you're on the sidelines contemplating buying in because who knows, maybe earnings will be incredible, the stock moves much higher, we don't really know. This video is one you want to pay close attention to and watch the entire way through. First, what we're going to talk about is, why does Chamath actually believe that Tesla can steal 2x or 3x from today's prices? Secondly, what can we expect from Tesla's earnings? I'll share some numbers here with you so you have a baseline. Thirdly, how do you prepare for this earnings? Should you be buying more Tesla? Should you be selling more Tesla? I'll share my thoughts there as well. Guys, take a second and hit that like button down below. Helps the channel out tremendously. Your support is always appreciated. And if you're new here, hit that subscribe button as well to join our community. But let's kick off here with number one. Why does Chamath believe Tesla can steal 2x or 3x? So Chamath has been a long-term bull publicly on Tesla. He's come out there during the toughest times. He said, I believe in Tesla. I think Tesla is going to be one of the biggest companies in the world, and he's stuck by that year after year as the bears kind of flooded in 2019 and just took over the stock. He stood his ground. This is because Chamath actually believes that Tesla is solving some of the world's biggest problems, and they're doing it at incredibly fast pace. And his belief goes much deeper than just Tesla the business. He actually believes in Elon Musk, SpaceX, Tesla, all the businesses within Tesla. He believes that Elon Musk is the man to get these things done. And obviously he's not alone. Tesla has inflated to nearly $1 trillion company now. So investors are standing behind Elon Musk. They're throwing money into Tesla stock here. And that has resulted in many early investors making literally millions in this stock. But now what's interesting is that Chamath actually doesn't believe that Tesla is gonna 2x or 3x because of their EV business in Tesla. I think that the EV part of the business is established now. Investors know that Tesla is the leader. Investors believe Tesla will be the big winner worldwide over the long term. And I think that's why the stock commands such a huge valuation today. So in my opinion, I think a lot of the good news for EVs is baked into the stock right now. There could still be a lot more upside for the EV part of the business, but I think that's going to take time to play out as Tesla, catches up to its valuation, if you will. But the real potential now, the next big story for Tesla, the business, is around energy. The energy part of the business has multiple prongs to it too. Of course, you have the solar panel part of the company, which quite honestly Tesla isn't doing much with right now. But the real excitement is with their battery technology, the future of batteries and how they store these batteries, how efficient these batteries are, how cheap these batteries are. Batteries is really where this company is going to have the next leg up in its stock price. Tesla is expected to disrupt some of the oldest energy companies in the world, steal the market away from them, and that in turn will result in huge inflows of capital. Think of the billions and trillions of dollars in energy businesses today. And if Tesla comes in and shows they can do it better, more efficiently, and cheaper than them, guess what? That money in those stocks is going to start flooding into Tesla, and that's going to push their valuation well past $1 trillion in my opinion. This, guys, this is why Chamath believes there's still a ton of upside in Tesla stock. And as he says, a 2x or even 3x from today's prices. And he's not alone. Kathy Wood, ARK Invest, they're also on board here with the Tesla train. But Kathy actually sees another part of this business that could push it even higher. Robo-taxis, that's another thing that they see that Tesla can be dominant in. In fact, by 2025, they believe that Tesla could increase their operating earnings by $30 billion through robo-taxis. So needless to say, there's another big market here for Tesla to potentially capture. Thus, when you consider all of these other massive markets that they're disrupting, and disrupting rapidly, a 2x or 3x from today's prices doesn't seem all that crazy anymore. Anyways, okay, so now let's touch upon their earnings because we're about a week away. So what can we really expect from this earnings? Analysts are expecting on average around 98 cents per share of earnings, which is more than a double up from last year. Even on the low end of estimates here, it's expected to beat last year's numbers, so nice growth is expected. Now, in terms of revenue, analysts are expecting $10.27 billion, which is up by 39% year over year as they ramped up Giga Shanghai. So these are very optimistic numbers, and I think this sort of optimistic exponential growth will probably continue in Tesla for a very long time. They're just ramping up factories around the world. They just opened Giga Shanghai. They're going to open Giga Berlin soon, and then Giga Texas. And probably by that point, they'll announce another factory somewhere in Asia, maybe 2 factories. Maybe they announce another factory in South America. Who knows? Tesla is on fire here when it comes to expansion. And I think this continues throughout this whole decade. Now, in terms of this specific earnings report, I think Tesla is going to blow numbers out of the water. I was trying to follow some boards, Tesla Motor Club, some private Facebook groups, that kind of stuff, to see kind of the demand for Teslas as we got into the end of the year. And they did extremely well. They pushed a lot of sales at the end of the year. And that's going to translate to a lot of money, a lot of revenue, of course, because we know how many vehicles they delivered, but also profits. Tesla is profitable now, and these profits are exploding. Just look at the last 4 quarters. Tesla destroyed analyst estimates every single time. So the question is, does this continue in 2021? I think the answer is yes. Okay, so now we know what to kind of expect for earnings. We know why Chamath is so bullish. Let's discuss more on a personal level what to do with our positions here. More specifically, how should we prepare for this earnings? And is it a good idea to maybe buy more Tesla right now or sell some Tesla? Let's talk. Okay, so if you are holding Tesla stock today, like most of you are, and you're contemplating selling some of that stock, maybe selling all of it, realize those profits and buy back in later, let me share with you what I'm personally doing. Absolutely nothing. I am holding this stock. I am not buying any more right now. I am not selling anything right now. I just literally laid out a few cases why Tesla could push a few $1 trillion in market cap here over this next decade. So why would I sell this company? Why would I sell my part ownership of this business when I think that they're just ramping up with different parts of their business and they can be much, much bigger in many different segments around the world? Now, a lot of you may be thinking, well, the stock has run up so far, it's probably going to drop after earnings. And hey, that's possible. I'm not going to rule that out, especially since we've had such a euphoric run in Tesla. But guess what? I'm not going to sell because of that reason. That's called timing the market. It typically doesn't work over the long term. But what I will do instead is I'll just have a set amount of cash aside. And if we drop enough after earnings, say we have a 20% correction, maybe I add more into my stock there. Maybe I, throw a little bit more cash into Tesla. And then over the long term, I think that'll recover and do just fine. That's kind of my strategy. Instead of trying to time when to sell, I just hold more cash. And if the stock drops, I just average down. That's as simple as it gets. So all I'll say is this: if you're contemplating selling Tesla stock just because the stock is too high, because you want to realize some profits here before earnings and you think the stock's going to drop, flip a coin, pick heads or tails. That's pretty much what you're doing with Tesla stock here if you're betting on this earnings. Now, on the flip side, say you're not holding Tesla stock today, you want to get into Tesla stock, what would I do in this situation? I would personally dollar cost average. Now, I have to acknowledge here at this point that the real opportunity with Tesla to amplify our gains in a short period of time was really back in 2019 when the stock was at like a $40 billion market cap. I saw that number and I was like, this makes no sense. This business is going to produce so much more than $40 billion. And that's why I was a big buyer of Tesla stock back then. Now, the company is in the spotlight. Everyone wants a piece of Tesla. Everyone wants to get in, and that's just going to command a premium. You just have to accept that at this point. You're not going to get a good price for Tesla anymore because the good prices were realized back in 2019, and I don't think we're going to see those prices ever again in Tesla stock. But that's okay. There's still upside like we talked about, right? You don't have to get the stock at its bottom to really realize massive gains over the long term, but you have to set realistic expectations. Do I think Tesla is going to 10x here from its current market cap? Unlikely over the next decade. Maybe over a very long time, sure. But a 10x would imply like a $8 trillion market cap by 2030, 2031. I don't think that's really going to happen. But hey, if you're optimistic and you believe that is, great. More power to you. If you've done your research and you have conviction on that, that's awesome. I have nothing more to really say on that. Now, one metric I personally use with Tesla, because it is a high growth company, is price to sales. And this is really the metric that gave me the opportunity back in 2019 to build my position here. So here is what the price to sales looks like for Tesla right now. And I think anything between a 10 and a 20 is a good enough buy for me for Tesla stock. So I'd be watching this closely to see, if at any point we see a correction, the stock comes down, or if earnings come up and we see the valuation here drop below a 20 price to sales, that would probably be a good buying opportunity. Now, this may happen over next earnings season. This may happen over the next 2 years. We don't really know, which is why I would say dollar cost averaging is not a bad strategy here if you really, really want to get into Tesla. Buying a little bit today, buying a little bit in the next few weeks, next couple months, consistently averaging in. And if we do see a big dip in the stock at any point, averaging it even heavier to bring your cost basis down even lower. That's probably the route I would go if I absolutely had to get some Tesla stock ASAP. If you're patient and you believe that valuations will matter once again in the stock market, then maybe hold off for now. There are plenty of companies that I really want to buy more of. I can't justify their valuations. and I'm just not buying. I'm just either holding an existing position or I'm just waiting for an opportunity. And you may not get an opportunity like March 2020 again, but I'm sure over the next year, maybe two, we will see a correction where opportunity will present itself. And that's when you'll want to load up on businesses like Tesla, Apple, Microsoft, other massive successful companies that are being pulled down by the broader market. And I know, I get it. It seems like right now it's impossible for Tesla to drop 10 or 20%. There's just so many people that want to buy the stock, and it's true. But if there's one thing I know in the stock market, it's that things can flip very quick. One day we could be extremely bullish on a stock. The next day a bad news article comes out, something leaks, there's some rumors somewhere, and boom, everyone's bearish again on the stock. We could see a 10-20% correction on the stock in no time, and that's typically when I find my best opportunities. Just wanted to throw that out there. So all I'll say is this: if you want to really buy a Tesla stock right now, dollar cost average. If not, if you have patience and you think that you can actually wait this out for an opportunity, more power to you. That's personally what I'm doing with my position. I'm not going to be buying any more right now. But if we drop, could buy some more. We'll have to wait and see. Anyways, guys, hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you're excited for Tesla's earnings. It's going to be a big one. Let me know your predictions in the comment down below. Do you think Tesla can actually crack $1,000 per share after earnings? That'll be quite remarkable if they can. And I'd love to hear if you guys think that's possible. Anyways, thank you so much for watching, guys. Don't forget to invest positively, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.